All right, hello. I'm gonna go over a little bit better video quality, hopefully, of the three strategies that I was showing you today during our uh, live session. So hopefully this video can be attached to that, so you guys can see the strategies that I used. The first strategy that I used was when we took 43 times 12, and I stated that I wanted to look at 43 as 40 plus 3. Well, times 10 plus 2. So when we look at this as 40 plus 3 and 10 plus 2, we have to take 40 times the 10 and 40 times the 2, because we're taking all of this times all of this, which we're just breaking it apart. So if I take 40 times 10, that's a very simple place value multiplication problem. So that becomes 400. Now, if I wanted to stick with that 40 and just go ahead and multiply it times 2, that's also a very easy multiplication problem, because 4 times 2 is 8. Therefore, 40 times 2 would be 80. So now I'm completely done with the 40. Now I need to look at my 3. 3 times 10 is 30. And 3 times 2 is 6. Now I simply add these four numbers together. So let's do 400 plus 80 plus 30 plus 6. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 8, 8 plus 3 is 11. 1 plus 4 is 5. So for our first answer, we got 516. Okay? So that's a simple one of these simple ways that you can do the problem. If you know a different way to do the problem and you are successful with doing that problem, by all means, use your strategy. I'm just modeling one strategy that you could use. Okay. All right. The second problem we looked at was 1 9/100 times 16. Okay. Now I showed you a different strategy for this one. So I'm going to move the decimal place 2 times to the right. So when I get done with my problem, I need to move my decimal point 2 times back to the left. Then I just look at this as 109 times 16. Now we could have done this problem the same way we did the other problem, but I wanted to show you a different strategy. So this is called like the standard algorithm, where you're taking 6 times 9, which is 54. So I put the 5 in the tens place, because 9 times 6 is 54. So that's 5 tens, 4 ones. So I put my 4 ones here, 5 tens in the tens place. 6 times 0 is 0, plus the 5 tens from the previous. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that out so I know that I've used it. Now we're taking 6 times 100, so that's 6 in the hundreds place. Now, I'm moving on to the tens place, so that's actually 10 times 9. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here. That way I know anything times 1 is actually the same thing as timesing it by 10. We just put a 0 at the end. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. Now we add. Okay? So we're taking 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 9 is 14. So that's 4 here, 1 here. 1 and 6 is 7. I'm going to mark that out so I know I used it. And 0 plus 1 is 1. Now I move my decimal point back 2 places, and we get 17 and 44 hundredths. Okay. All right. So that's the standard algorithm using decimals. So remember, when we move it out of the way, we have to move it back. And the last problem we did was a division problem. And I took 79 divided by 4. And I told you guys that if we're going to do this problem, I wanted the answer in decimal form, not remainder. Okay, so some of you had some confusion on this one, so I wanted to go back over this. So we're going to take 79 divided by 4. So look at the 7 tens. I can take 7 divided by 4 just one time. 1 times 4 is 4, so we have 3 left over. Okay, so we bring the 9 down. So now we have 39. I know that 4 times 10 is 40, so this will be 9. 4 times 9 is 36. 39 minus 36 is 3. Now, some of you wanted to put 0.3. That's not how we do that, because we actually know that there are zeros on the other side of the decimal point that don't show up in our whole number. So just like we were doing earlier, we bring that 0 down, and then the decimal point comes up here. So 4 will go into 30 7 times with 2 left over. Okay, so what's on the other side of that? Well, it's another 0. And we know that 4 goes into 20 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20 with 0 left over. So now we know we are done. We get our answer 19 75 hundredths. Okay, so it's a little bit clearer view on our number talk problems for today. I know it's a little bit different than what we're used to doing in the classroom. It's kind of a little bit more challenging for us to get student input, but I did want you to see some of these strategies that we were working on during our number talks before we were unable to meet. So those are the 3 strategies. Again, I know it wasn't that clear to see on the poster. So if you have any questions or comments, please email them to me, comment on these videos, whatever. Hopefully this was clearing up some things and was very helpful. All right, see you guys tomorrow.